Elytra, how's it going, everybody? It's me, your guy Waddles. Welcome back to the Minecraft Guide, episode number 58 now. Today's episode is going to be a double episode, sort of. We have two big topics, two big things to talk about in today's episode. Thing number one, the fancy thing that we got last episode. You guys wanted me to get it for a long time. Well, we got it, spoiler alert. And we're going to talk about those things. And then we're going to talk all about shulker boxes as well, because they are really cool too. Now today, you guys actually joined me fresh off of an AFK fishing session because I need an enchantment for today's episode. So we have some loot boxes to open in here. I haven't looked in these quite yet. We're looking for Unbreaking 3, but oh my gosh. Actually, hold on. This is a stacked book. That is really good. Unbreaking 3 right there already. Wow, that's amazing. So we're gonna pull it out of there, but yeah, we're looking for Unbreaking 3, maybe preferably on a book that isn't so stacked. I like those enchantments on this book, but I don't know if I'd like to go for Unbreaking 3 and get rid of Frostwalker 2. Seems a little nicer. Okay. Oh, this is the perfect one. Unbreaking 3 right there. Quick Charge 1. We can say goodbye to Quick Charge 1 for sure. What else, though? What do we have in here? Things are going away quickly. Where's that other book? Where'd it go? I know. Okay, here it is. Curse of Binding. No. And that, no, not at all. So we're going to definitely use... oh no, where'd it go? We're going to use... no, I lost it. Aha, there it is. This book. This is going to be big for today's episode, but I think that's all that we need to do over here. I'll have to sort this out a little bit later. Kind of messy, but yep, we can deal with that one later. Now, it's time to actually move over to the armory. So last episode, well, if you didn't see last episode, I can't spoil it entirely, but last episode was good. It was really good. We went to a different dimension, not the Nether, and explored. We found some gigantic things, again, avoiding the spoilers, but we only went into one thing that was a little bit smaller. At the top of that thing, we found those things over there. Again, avoiding spoilers. I cannot say the name of what they are. Okay, that might not work for today's episode. Okay, so last episode we got our very first set of wings, our very first Elytra. Today we're going to make this Elytra good and then talk about using it, and we'll actually get our first aerial view of this city. I've never seen it from the sky. I'm really excited to check it out, so we'll definitely be doing that today for sure. But all of these books can go over here. This is where we store all of our enchanted books in this world, and then this one, the crazy good one, we'll put that separate down there. So, the Elytra. The Elytra is a very unique piece of armor in Minecraft, but it's actually not armor. So take a look at our armor bar right now. We have fully stacked armor. We're really protected. Now, if we go ahead and remove this, we instantly lose 4 pieces of armor protection. Pretty bad. If we go ahead and put the Elytra on, we gain nothing back. So the Elytra grants 0 protection when it comes to armor. It is actually worse than leather armor in terms of protection. If we were to take this and put this on, we at least get a little bit, But you see, the lack of protection is definitely worth it, because with an Elytra, you can do, hold on. With an Elytra, you can do this right here. You can glide around, fly around, which is really cool. Definitely best to not do it indoors, though. It works a whole lot better in an outside open area with fuel. The fuel is rockets, of course. So, before we use this thing, we're definitely going to need to get some enchantments on the Elytra. Unfortunately, in Minecraft, Elytra can only have 2 enchantments unless you're counting the curses. Elytra can be equipped with both the Curse of Vanishing and the Curse of Binding, but those are curses, we definitely wouldn't want those. So ignoring those 2 things, the good buffs that we can put on the Elytra are Unbreaking 3 and Mending. We will definitely be gearing our Elytra up with both of those enchantments today, especially now that we have a fancy Unbreaking 3 book right there. That is going to work beautifully. This Quick Charge enchantment, we can just ignore that. That will be, it'll go away forever. It will commit despawn once we use the book. We don't really need it. We're not worried about it at all. Now, before we go over and enchant this thing, take a look at the storage room. I decided that the dragon head would look really good right there, because when I'm doing like this in an intro, maybe the start of a stream, it looks sweet. So that's where the dragon head is going to go for now. And all of the end stuff is over in this chest right here, other than shulker shells. Those are all over here for now. We'll come back for those in a little bit. The ender chest has been pretty much emptied out, other than this box and a few essential things that we'll also come back for in a little bit. So like I mentioned, you can buff an Elytra up with the Unbreaking enchantment and the Mending enchantment. Now you'll have to get both of these enchantments on an enchanted book and put them on the Elytra in an anvil, because in the enchantment table, you will get nothing. Even if we come back and put Lapis in here, nothing at all. To enchant an Elytra, an enchanting table will not work. Kinda weird. Now just like any other tool or piece of armor in Minecraft, Elytra have durability. An Elytra has 431 durability. Each second of flying will deal 1 point of durability damage to your Elytra. That means with a plain old unenchanted Elytra, you can actually fly for a total of 7 minutes and 11 seconds. That's a while. You'll get pretty far with it, but it could be a whole lot better. You see, once we put Unbreaking 3 on our Elytra, we'll be able to fly continuously for 28 minutes and 44 seconds. With numbers like those, I mean seriously, why would you not do that? It's just good. Now, to repair an Elytra, you're going to need Phantom Membrane. One Phantom Membrane will repair 25% of an Elytra's durability. So if your Elytra is just about on its way out, you'll need 4 Phantom Membranes total to heal it up all the way. Now, Sandy, you today are going to make a big move. This is a big moment, Sandy. Very proud of you. You have leveled up. What do you have now? Thorns 1. Really? So we go from Mending to Thorns 1. We go from, you're lucky, you're important, Sandy. You're lucky. I'm going to let that one fly. Mending to, okay, Sandy. Sandy, I'm proud of you for leveling up, but you are the biggest disappointment in the world. So anyways, as you fly with your Elytra will take a little bit of durability damage. To fix it up, Phantom Membranes. But Phantom Membranes are a little tricky to get your hands on, so Mending is probably just going to be the better bet. Thankfully, we have a Mending villager, which makes getting Mending very, very easy. So, our pair of wings, we go over here into the anvil right here, and first, we'll put Unbreaking 3 over here. That's good. Then next up, Mending. That's good. And then we need a name. And this name, this is a special name. So I gotta be honest, I didn't come up with this name. My patron, Angry Hobos, came up with the name, but as soon as I saw the name, I knew this was the name for our Elytra set. Waddle's Wings trademark. I've trademarked that idea, so you can't use it. Haha, take that. And we can go ahead and put that on, and boom, the Elytra is good to go. Big moment, big moment. So the Elytra is good to go now, but before we take off, there's one more thing that I should definitely mention about the Elytra, because it's different. No other tool has this property. So an Elytra has 431 durability total, but it actually has more like 430, because the last durability point on an Elytra is 1. Your Elytra's durability can never and will never go below 1, which is good news, because that means the Elytra won't break. You won't lose the thing, which is good. You had to go through a lot of trouble to get the thing. It definitely shouldn't just randomly break like some random chest plate or pickaxe or something like that. And to be clear, that is with enchantments or without. No matter what, your Elytra will not break. You can use it all the way until 1, and then you won't be able to fly anymore. But thankfully, it won't go away. So, yep, Elytra are pretty much indestructible, at least when it comes to durability loss and damage. You can't break it that way. If you're going to break an Elytra, you're going to need to find lava, the void, or you're going to have to accidentally fly into a cactus, you know, things like that, you know. You can't break it yourself by using it up, which is really, really nice. Now, I'm looking for gunpowder. We need gunpowder and paper, because to get the full use out of an Elytra, you definitely are going to want to have some rockets. I always mess up the recipe. To craft the rockets, though, this is the recipe right here. Gunpowder and paper. Any shape, it does not matter at all. But rockets, thank you very much. These are the first rockets in the world. Now, gamers, using your Elytra is very, very easy if you're big brain. I am not necessarily big brain when it comes to using an Elytra. Not the best flyer, but hey, it's okay. Basically, to activate this thing, we're going to want to jump and then hit sprint, and we'll go into the glide mode. So something just like that. Boom. We were gliding, but we hit the ground. To prevent us from hitting the ground ever, we can do the same thing, but use a rocket, and we will take off and soar. And look at our beautiful, beautiful base. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Oh, wow. This is why Elytra are so, so cool. You can look at all of your builds from the top down, which is awesome. Are we going to fly by a golem spawning? Nope. No, we're going to fly by a golem burning. Nice, nice. I like that sight. Over here, what lanterns from the air? Oh, that is so cool looking. Why are the villagers working? Are you working right now? You guys got to stay on that working routine, because I can check on you anytime now. Ooh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Now, if we go ahead and check our durability really quick, we can see that it is being used up slowly but surely. So we'll have to keep that in mind. But with Unbreaking 3 and Mending, not a big deal at all, especially on Unbreaking 3. We have a lot of fly time on our hands, so everything will be good. Now, an Elytra paired with rockets is pretty much the most efficient transport in Minecraft. If we wanted to, we could fly all the way over to the ocean monument right now, and it would not take us very long at all, which is really, really cool. You can cover a lot of ground. You can find your horse that's living on the beach. Stanley, why have you not come home yet? Yeah, you can see a lot of things easily and quickly. You can travel a lot of ground efficiently with Elytra. The sky is pretty open, so it's pretty safe up here. Now, to land, we're going to need to do a fancy landing maneuver, not near any cactus, not near the cactus. Basically, you're going to want to spiral like this. I'm just spinning in a circle, I'm slowing down, and boom, right there, smooth landing number 1. Amazing. How did he do it? Honestly, I'm not too sure. Now, be careful. If you hit things while you're flying, you will take damage. So, let's see. We'll just hit this tree gently. Ooh, lots of damage. Well, not a lot of damage. A little bit of damage. But, yeah, try not to hit things. If you hit things, you're going to have a problem. Ian 2, quiet down. But that's actually just about it for the Elytra. That's basically how you use it. A quick little flight demo, the enchantments, and a little bit of information, which means it's time for us to actually switch gears and start talking about shulker boxes. Shulker boxes are great tools to have, especially for extra storage and organization. So now I think we've done enough pacing back and forth. It's time to go into the storage building and talk about some good shulker box uses and good shulker box practices. Shulker boxes are the other good end city loot. Well, at least kind of. This is kind of the other end city loot. It's not though at the same time, because a shulker box will actually need to be crafted. Now, to craft a shulker box, you're going to need 2 shulker shells and a single chest. Slide over to a crafting table, go ahead and put the ingredients in the crafting table, just like that, and boom, you have yourself a shulker box, or in my case, 5 shulker boxes. Now, shulker boxes are sort of like ender chests in the sense that you can put things inside of them, pick them up, place them back down, and those things will still be inside of them. Now, we can actually go ahead, pick up the shulker box, and hover over it, and we will see some of the box's contents. If this thing was loaded up with things, like if we just start throwing things in here, everything won't show because, wait, hold on, I need that pickaxe. Give me this back. Everything will not show. The list can only be so long. The game will shorten it with and however many items more. Right there, you can see it at the bottom. The only thing that you cannot put in a shulker box is another shulker box. So sorry, no shulker boxception allowed. Now, shulker boxes are great things to have. They are very useful for inventory management, project management, moving things in large quantities. Yeah, they're just really good. Now, to make things even cooler, you can actually dye shulker boxes. So let's go ahead and take this shulker box, go over here to the crafting grid with some dye, and boom, we can dye it and turn it black, which is really cool. Black shulker boxes are probably my favorite because I guess I'm plain. I just like the color. I think it looks really good. But we're actually going to go ahead and dye a few other shulker boxes and talk about good shulker box uses, good shulker box practices. So we have this black shulker box. This is, I think, going to be basically our working shulker box. We'll probably see this thing quite a bit. When I'm working on a build or a project, I'll probably end up putting the materials needed for the build in the box, drop it over at the build site, and we'll take a look at it. So let's go ahead and actually name this shulker box. I guess we'll just say workbox, something like that. That's fine. If we name our shulker box, take it out of the anvil, we can actually open it up and the name is right there. You can actually do that with a chest as well. A lot of people don't know about that. It's not really worth it in the chest case, but in the shulker box case, definitely worth it because it's kind of like a tool. We can just scroll right over it and we can see that this is the workbox, which would be really good if I had multiple black shulker boxes, which maybe eventually I will. Next, we're going to go ahead and dye this shulker box brown and name this our exploration box. This box will stay inside of our ender chest at most times. Now, inside of our exploration box, we'll be keeping a few things. First off, a crafting table for sure, and a cartography table. Then, we'll keep a bunch of paper in there. Maybe we'll stop by the sugarcane farm and get a little bit more, because I think it would be good to keep a couple stacks of paper in here. We will also definitely make a bed and put that inside of this box. Beds are always good to have, especially while you're exploring. And finally, to cap things off, to round things off, we'll go ahead and grab some iron, some redstone, and make a handful of compasses. Maybe not 29, that might be a bit extreme. 14, that's a lot, but we can definitely afford it. We have a lot of iron, so I'm not worried about it. Now, basically, what all of this is map-making supplies. It also might be smart to come back and grab some banners and put them in here as well, but we'll sort of have to wait until we make our map building to do that, because I don't know how I really want to do the map keys in this world, so basically, this stuff for now. Now, this exploration box will come with us anytime we're doing any sort of exploration work. If we're flying around mapping things out, this box will definitely be in our inventory on us. For now, because we don't have a good spot to store this stuff, we'll go ahead and leave it in the ender chest, so that'll be fine. This box can stay on us for now, so we'll just go ahead and move that over here. But we're gonna need a little bit more red dye, so I can show you something really cool. So, over here inside of the armory, I actually have a cauldron filled with water. Let's say we dyed the shulker box red, like that, and then we decided, red's not really the color. You can actually go over to a cauldron with water and use your shulker box on the cauldron, and it will be undyed. This shulker box just lost its color, and clearly there are no other red shulker boxes in the inventory here. There's no tricks going on. So if we do it again, because well, I guess we just have infinite red dye, we do that, and we could remove the color again, and the water level in the cauldron will actually decrease a little bit. Enough dyeing and undying though, that's kind of wasteful. Just wanted to show you that you can actually undye your shulker boxes. So let's go ahead and make this one a red shulker box and name it the redstone box. Inside of this box we'll keep redstone supplies. Now really when I say redstone supplies, I mean a stack of redstone blocks. That should be more than enough, and then a little bit of stone, because stone is a big crafting ingredient in a lot of redstone things like comparators and repeaters. It would also be pretty smart to have a little bit of cobblestone instead of a redstone box as well, so we can make dispensers and things like that, and then also some quartz as well, but we don't really have a lot of quartz, so I think what we're going to have to do is get our Fortune 3 pickaxe and fortune this stuff really quick so we can have it sitting in this box. The box is basically going to be backup redstone supplies for whenever I'm working on a project. We'll be keeping our redstone box along with most of the other shulker boxes that we're making today inside of our ender chest, so if we're ever away from the base, maybe at the ocean monument, and I realize that I need redstone, I can open an ender chest, grab the redstone out, and make whatever I would need to make. But now we're going to go ahead and use our Fortune 3 pickaxe on a half stack of quartz blocks. Let's see how much we get. We are probably going to get quite a bit of quartz, which is good because I am kind of running low on this stuff from all of the projects that I've been doing with observers, like the bee farm. Yeah, I've been using a lot of quartz. What do we have? Really? A stack and 9 more. Yeah, okay. All right. Thanks. Nice. Really was expecting better numbers there. Wow. But redstone box, here we go. We'll go ahead and just put a stack. That should be more than enough, and then the rest of the quartz can just go over here. I think that's fine. Now you can actually dye over a shulker box color. Let's say I was done with this being red, I could just throw it in here, dye it white, and boom, we're good. But we're definitely not going to do that. We're going to actually go ahead and make one more shulker box. This shulker box will basically be our I guess we'll say extra stuff. Boom, big brain right there. That's exactly what we need because it perfectly defines what it's for. So the extra stuff shulker box is basically for extra things and a little bit more storage. It's pretty easy to fill an ender chest up quickly, especially if you have a bunch of extra supplies. So first off, in our extra stuff box, we'll put some extra building blocks. Those are good to have. We'll do a stack of wood, a bed, just in case. A stack of iron would be good, and then actually a little bit of coal as well, maybe a half stack of coal. Food would be a pretty good idea too. I'll come back and maybe try and remember to get more food later, but if I'm being honest, I'll probably forget. This extra stuff box is basically extra survival supplies in case. I mean, you never know what could happen. Maybe I'm off working on a project and I realize my food is running low. Well, I could grab this box and get some food. Maybe we're exploring the end and I need a few more building blocks. Right here, extra building blocks. Maybe I run out of wood in the strip mine, and let's say I have an ender chest on me for whatever reason. Well, then there would be extra wood right in there. Now, of course, we have a lot more storage space in here, which means extra storage space as well. It is very easy to fill up an ender chest when you're exploring. I mean, last episode when we were raiding an end city, like a single one, this thing got pretty full with a bunch of random stuff. So if we keep these extra shulker boxes in here, we have even more storage. Really, if we needed to, we could pull something like the exploration box out as well and load it up with even more loot if we were exploring and had that much loot to, I guess, bring home with us. But to finish things off, we're going to go ahead and go over here and grab 3 stacks of sugarcane and convert the stuff over to paper, so we have way more than enough map making supplies in this box. If we're exploring and we're trying to make a bunch of maps, which we might do very soon, we will definitely be set. We'll be good. So let's go ahead and throw this exploration box right back in there, and then the redstone box will be there, and then the extra stuff box will sit there as well. We're out of a bed. We're gonna need to make a new bed, and then these 2 boxes, those can just go in here for now. I don't really have a use, and this shell, that's just an extra shell. We don't really need that quite yet either. If I had extra swords and bows that I wanted to keep on me, putting them in this extra stuff box would be a pretty good idea as well, but I think it's gonna be good. It's fine. I will worry about that later, not today. If you have a bunch of rockets, putting rockets in your extra stuff box would be a really good idea as well. Extra rockets are always a good thing to have, especially if you plan on flying a lot. So, in terms of a Shulker box breakdown, that is just about it, elites, other than 2 more things. So, this is a Shulker box, Now, that is how a Shulker box opens. If I exit it, you can see that it's going upwards. Yep, Now, if we were to go ahead and grab another Shulker box or just a block or anything and put it right here, we actually can't open it. So your Shulker box needs to be able to open, meaning there needs to be a free space in front of wherever it's opening. Now, Shulker boxes can be placed in many different directions. So we could do that right there. And if this block is open, it can open. If it's not open like that, then it can't open. Now, the other thing that I wanted to show off is the bottom texture of the Shulker box. It's really interesting. If we were crazy loaded, we could actually make some kind of floor with this. We're not to that point quite yet, obviously, but it could be done. Theoretically, we could make it happen, and it would be really cool. I mean, if we do this, and then we put the Shulker box right there, and then we do this, so many blocks. But if we climb back up here, imagine a floor of that. That would be crazy. That would be really cool looking, and we can actually still open it too. Really cool. So long story short, what I'm saying here is you need to have a block of open space above or in whatever direction your Shulker box would go to actually have it open. If you don't have an open block of space, your box is pretty much locked. Shulker boxes will interact with hoppers just like chests will, which means you can have Shulker boxes loaded and unloaded by chests, and Shulker boxes can be placed by dispensers, which means fancy machine. But that is actually just about it for our Shulker box rundown, and the Elytra rundown that was finished way long time ago. So what I'd like to do here at the end of the episode is actually just walk through the world and show off some of the farms that have been running. I feel like there hasn't been a lot of updates on some of this stuff, and it's like we build it and then I don't show it in an episode, but I'm definitely using it. So the wool market, first off, this thing is doing very well. The shears are good too, so I don't really need to worry about this thing breaking anytime soon. But with that being said, I have been having an issue in here with one side of this thing. On this side, the minecart seems to like to stop sometimes, and it always stops in the same exact spot or area about, which is right in this strip. So what I've been doing is every once in a while I come back in here and actually have to push the minecart and get it going again. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. I just need to come back and basically investigate a long-term solution, because it is kind of a problem. I think maybe more powered rails would solve the issue pretty well though. So I'll probably come back soon and fix that. But aside from that, this thing is working really well. The vine farm, that's a manual vine farm, it's a vine farm. Over here, we might build something very soon. I have a cool idea, so that's good. Auto farms. Let's go back this way. Ian 2 is on that grind over there. Ian 2 has been doing fine. That's a pretty new farm, so no need to go talk about that thing. This though, this is doing very well. The melon farm is great. I love this thing. We are stacked when it comes to melon blocks. Now, just like the melon farm, the pumpkin farm over here is doing very well as well. We have way more pumpkins than we would really ever need at this point. It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. The bee farm is also doing amazingly. Take a look at this, elites. We almost have another double chest full of these. That is so good, and I still actually haven't bred more bees. We should probably do that right now. Last but not least, the beautiful iron beast over here It is pumping out iron at an unprecedented rate. It is crazy. This farm is so good. It's amazing. I love that thing. Best thing that I built in this world for sure in terms of use. But bees, hello. You can have flowers. You can have flowers. You can all have flowers. The more bees inside of this thing, the better. We still have not hit full capacity too, so I know for sure that I could fit a lot more in here and get even better rates. We could probably double the rates right now if I was able to breed all of these bees, which, did I do it? I might have. Maybe not. Maybe not. There's definitely still some in here too. I think that's good. We're gonna go. Long story short, this place is doing very, very well, which is great. The farms are performing exactly as expected, in fact, better than expected, which is really, really good. So, if you are one of the people asking about any of these farms, I hope that answers the question for you, but that is actually going to be just about it for this episode of the Minecraft Guide. A little bit of a less worky episode, more talky, but I still hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember always to drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Really helps me out. It helps the video out. It helps YouTube figure out that, hey, people maybe want to see this video. So if you like to drop a like and subscribe, I appreciate it always. All of my links are down in the description below, like my Twitch, my Instagram, all of that kind of stuff that I am crazy active on. I've been loving the new Animal Crossing game, tweeting out lots of updates, so drop a follow on my Twitter for those things if you'd like to see that. Today, I would like to send a big thank you to my patron, Bad Andy. Thank you very much for the support, my guy. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, stay healthy, elites. I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye. Well, I'll actually see you tomorrow with a video. Goodbye.